So it tells the history of Wonder Woman from Themyscira, Queen Hippolyta, and all that kind of good stuff. But so Wonder Woman would be my number one female superhero, but the Phoenix is right up there.
Mm-hmm.
As a close 1.5 because I love the character. I love what the character stands for.
But let me ask you a question about the Phoenix. And I've asked you this before, and I forgot what your answer was. But she was evil last I checked. Did she change or something? What happened?
It's very difficult to explain.
Because the last time I saw her, she was being swallowed up by the freaking ocean.
Donovan's like, what has happened? What's new in her life?
Well, the movies did it incorrectly.
Oh,
they did their spin on it. What really happened when Jean Grey, the Phoenix, when she died up under Hudson Bay in the comic book, the Phoenix entity, it's another being, took over her. And when it came back, because of the humanity that she had, the part that was evil was more
subdued.
It was more enticing to the Phoenix entity, so it went crazy and got really, really mean. That, like they showed in the movie, but Jean Grey's consciousness within this being was able to snap it back under control, and she committed suicide, just like in the movie when Wolverine killed her.
Yes,
that she killed herself in the comic book, but then she comes because the Phoenix never dies; it's always reborn. She comes back years later, and she's good. But the ultimate power for her was becoming the Phoenix itself. She was one with it, and now she's dead again now in the comic books, and she's flying around trying to find all of her pieces.
She reminds me of Madame Delarue on the Coven, because she can't be killed. I mean, damn.
Yeah, she can't be killed. Yeah, so she's a very. That's what. Well, Marvel didn't know what to do with her because she was so strong. They said we can't have a being this strong that could beat anybody.
Right.
What's the fun in that? Where's the storyline? So in her death is how they kind of made her a martyr. But so she's my second, and then I've always been a fan of Batgirl, and it goes like you said with Linda Carter and Wonder Woman, which I share that. It goes back to Yvonne Craig, who played the original Batgirl on the Batman
series.
And Burt Ward, yes, and she had those big. I did a fanboy show about that a long time ago, and she had that skin tight purple outfit, and I loved her music, and I still know every word to the Batgirl song to this day. So
you are a queen.
Can we hear it? Would you do
it? Wonder Woman, the Phoenix, and Batgirl, and then a special shout out to Storm. There's my
Storm. Yes.
So, can you at least tell us what the lyrics are to this song?
Is where do you come from? Where do you go? What are your secrets? We just want to know. Batgirl, whose baby are you? Y'all didn't think I could do it, did you?
No, that's just hilarious, though. It's a funny lyrics.
Batgirl, what? Batgirl, who left you there? What was it?
You have to hear the whole. And thing is, back then they made it so girly girl. That's why a lot of gay men love Yvonne Craig. I think she just passed away. She may still be living, but a lot of gay boys love Yvonne Craig because if you look at the Batgirl cycle on the television show, it had like little ruffles around the wheels and stuff. It was kind of sexist. What is that? Oh no!
Oh my god, that's so fucking hilarious. I've never even seen that.
That's like uber campy.
But it's so 70s, you know.
It's 60s, isn't it? Is it 70s?
Oh, you know what? Late 60s. You're exactly right.
It looks like 60s to me. Okay, 66 it says, yes.
Yeah, I love that, and I know every word.
Oh my god, that is just hilarious.
But gay boys love Batgirl, so she. But now the new Batwoman is a lesbian.
Who's the new Batwoman?
It's not Barbara Gordon, which it is in the comic books. The new Batwoman is I forget her name, Adrian something. Mm-hmm. She's a lesbian, and this is what happened. And I'm dragging this out. The writers of Batwoman, because they're originally Betty Kane was Batwoman in the original series, but they got rid of her because they didn't want a woman superhero. But anyhow, the new Batwoman, who looks like Barbara Gordon but it's not Barbara Gordon, she's lesbian, and so the writers wrote in a wedding and a lesbian kiss for her. DC said absolutely not. And so to stand up for the characters' right and gay rights, the writers say, well, then we're done. And they walked away from the whole series.
Good for them.
Yeah, so
They've got some integrity. I mean, there's actually some integrity in Hollywood. That's amazing.
Yeah,
exactly,
nice.
exactly. And I was surprised at DC that here you live in a fictitious world. You put stuff in a fictitious world. Why can't this be part of it? But they did. They said that's not part of their their mantra, and they need the comic to be for everyone and not bring in adult themes into a kid's book. But I'm like, comic books are not for kids anymore. They're for people like me. So, but good for them.
So, David, do you ever think that you'll be done away with all the comic book stuff? Like, do you think that it will be with you forever?
I definitely think because that kid in me is still very much alive, and I think it'll be a part of me until I die. I wish I had the resources because I don't know if you guys know, I have thousands of comic books, thousands. Mm-hmm. And I wish I had the resources to buy more. But comic books now, I remember when I was buying comic books as a kid, they were like 25 cents. Mm-hmm. And now they're like,
oh my goodness.
They're like $4 and $5 now. The last series I bought 6 books of a particular series that I wanted, and they were all $4.99 a piece. So that was like $30.
You remind me of the guy on Queer as Folk that bought the comics.
Yes,
books, you know.
Yes,
what was his name? He was the mousy one. What was his name?
He wasn't mousy. I thought he was cute.
He was mousy. What was his name? Oh, he was cute.
Was it Brian? Brian was the
Brian was his. Yeah. Brian was the hot, trashy one. Yeah. Oh my God, what was his name? It's going to drive me nuts. I have to look it up now.
David. Was it David?
I don't.
He was played by Hal Sparks.
Yes.
I think Hal Sparks is he's on a Disney show now. But he's so cute. But remember he went with David Carradine's son.
Michael was his name. Michael.
Yes.
Michael.
Yeah, he was a big comic book person. He had that really hot boyfriend when he first got a boyfriend. He was really, really hot. Mm-hmm. But not to change the topic any, we can get back to it. Are we going to talk about Looking on the show?
What is Looking?
Yeah, I can't wait until that comes out. It comes out this week or next week, right?
I think it's next week.
Yes, it's a new series on HBO, I think.
Yep.
And it's about this guy who moves to San Francisco, and it's about a group of gay friends, and he's looking for love in San Francisco, and it's very kind of sexual, kind of Sex in the City for gay guys, I think.
Yeah, I can't wait. I'm excited. Although I didn't see a lot of black faces, so I'm not. I know one of them dates a black guy, but I don't know how integral he is to the story. But I'm kind of excited about it. I thought it'd be kind of cool for us to do on a show. I'm going to do it talk about it on my show.
Yeah, me too. And it says Looking is an upcoming American comedy drama television series that will be scheduled to premiere on January 19th on HBO. So that's when it comes out. But yeah, I saw some of the trailers, and the guys in it, you recognize them. I mean, the main guy is really gay in real life. He was on Glee. What's his name? Oh, fuck.
I didn't recognize any of them.
Do you watch Glee, though?
No.
Oh, that's why you don't know. I recognize 2 of them. 2 of them are very well-known actors. Him and this other guy. The other 2 were kind of not that well-known. But anyway, yeah. But it looks like a really good show. I can't wait to see it.
I'm not gonna be watching that.
Well, why not? There's no rape in it.
There's no what?
There's no rape in it.
It's not even on yet. It's like you told you. It was like
there has been no indication of rape in this show. So why don't you want to watch it?
No. It's just I don't have HBO.
Oh, that's too bad. You can watch it online on HBO.com.
Like a Hulu
for
or something?
free.
Maybe a Hulu,
I don't know, because you still have to, like with the HBO
no, it's not
Apple
free.
TV, you still have to have an HBO account.
Yeah, but he doesn't have an Apple TV. But he can go into Hulu, like you said, and watch it probably, if it's going to be on there. It depends on if it's on there or not.
And sometimes, those show like last week's on Logo, like the week after. Mm-hmm. So I can't wait for it. But
is Logo still on?
That's okay.
I think it is.
Oh, okay.
RuPaul's on there.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. Okay. Anyway, so interesting topic, interesting conversation. What else do we talk about this? What else is there, Ken?
Well, I was going to talk about my favorite ladies.
Oh, yes. Forgot. Sorry.
But we can skip that if you'd like.
No, I just forgot. You hadn't gone yet. I'm sorry.
Well, it's okay. I picked Storm as my number 1. Mm-hmm. She is pretty fantastic, and I like the fact that her hair is always windblown. I miss that very much, and I wish that Windblown I wish that they would come back and bring it the way they did in pictures I saw from like the 70s and like really big Farrah Fawcett blowbacks would be nice to see again.
Did you see the picture with her with the mohawk? Storm used to sport a mohawk.
No, I did not. But
when she lost her powers, and then so she wanted to be different, so she sported a mohawk.
But the awesome thing about X-Men is that it was the first time that I ever saw a collection of superhero women. It wasn't like I grew up watching, it was like X-Men were the only time I ever saw like a superhero women, except for She-Ra, and that girl
She-Ra,
and she was amazing. And I said to my father and my mother, I was like, I want to be that because that is everything. And my sisters wanted to be Jim, so I have you remember Jim? She was like a.
And Synergy, of course.
Yes, and the earring spoke to her. Something I don't remember.
It was Synergy.
It was amazing as well.
Don't ask me how I know.
Oh my god!
Yeah. So those are my ladies, but yeah, I'm surprised that David didn't say Rogue. I thought Rogue was like one of the best of the best.
It would be horrible to be Rogue. She has a horrible curse in a way. If you think about it.
Yeah.
Sort of like the girl on Coven,
but in the comic books. But yeah. You can't touch anybody, and that's what made her good in the comic was because she couldn't touch, she couldn't feel, she couldn't love because that intimacy of touch because of her mutant power. Right. So that made her a good character, and then when she got her invulnerability is when she stole another character's powers and kept the person's mind inside her mind, so they had to get it out of her. But she's totally different now, and she's not even fun.
Oh,
she's B-list. Yeah, she's.
Oh no!
To me,
poor Rogue.
She was demoted. She was demoted. Okay, so next week is January the 9th. We're going to be talking to Mr. Seth Fornia, and then that happens. What time Central?
Did I say 9:00?
Was it 9?
I don't know, but you better pick a time and stick to it. What time?
No, I'm not changing the time.
I think it was 9 or 10. 9, I think.
I think I'm looking real quick because I need to make sure it's right. I'm pretty sure. I think it's 10 actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. 10 p.m. on January the 9th.
10 p.m. January the 9th. And until then, they can always go to thecruiseshow.net and find out any of the upcoming shows that are happening. They can see Mr. Fornia in his. What does he have between his legs, guys? Is that a camera or something?
Yeah, it's a camera.
Old school camera, yeah.
It's intense. So go to thecruiseshow.net to check that out. And you can always follow us on Twitter at _show and Facebook. Facebook us on The Crew. Guys, I enjoyed our week together.
It was really fun. Of course, this was fun for me because I got to be all over the place with it.
Well, I thought today was David's turn to do the questions.
It was.
Technically it was, but because of Seth
Remember
Fornia.
I said, would you switch me because Seth is going to be?
Yeah, remember you said that, and I was drinking that night, and I totally didn't even know.
Oh, that was you.
I did not.
Out. I forgot.
I was lushing out, and I continued to do it for a couple of days.
Did you stop?
Yeah, I did eventually, like New Year's. Which, by the way, how was your all's New Year's? Before we go, we have to talk about New Year's.
Didn't we talk about that already? I guess we didn't talk about that.
No. I mean, like, what did you do, Jonathan?
Go ahead, David.
I didn't do anything. I had a show, and I had a bottle of wine, and I sit here and watch. But the funny thing was, when New Year's hit, all kind of gunshots were going off. And I'm like, and I live in the inner city, and I have a very brown community. Well, there's actually a lot of, but there's a very brown community. And I'm like, I know all y'all don't have licenses for these guns that y'all shoot. No, I mean, there was fireworks, there was gunshots, there was bazookas, there was Uzis. What is going on out here? And they shot from 12 o'clock to 6 o'clock in the morning. It was ridiculous. But I didn't do anything. I just kind of watched TV, and I watched Man of Steel. I bought Man of Steel that day.
You didn't call the cops or something?
Yeah.
They would. They had other things to worry about than people doing all that shooting. Were
they shooting guns?
For New Year's?
Yes.
Okay, what do you live like in the Wild West? I mean, come on.
Haven't you
ever seen those CSI shows where people get murdered by stray gunshots, or they don't know who did it, and da-da-da-da-da?
Yeah, but don't people shoot guns off where you live on New Year's?
I don't live. I'm sorry, not where I live. No, people do not shoot guns off. No, and I live in Texas. Exactly.
Exactly.
But I lived in Georgia, and I didn't live in a a really inner city area. I lived in the suburbs, and people did that.
I'm sorry, that's so
during the New Year's.
That's what's the word I can use. That's so lowbrow. I don't think so. No.
Well, I'm just saying that's what they was doing.
I don't care where you live. I don't care if you live in Beverly Hills and shoot guns